You know what sucks? Getting old. You know what doesn't suck? 5 Minute Friday. Hey everybody, it's Tim with GymCrafter.com, back with another 5 Minute Friday, where we take 5 minutes, put it on the clock, try and give you one awesome tip that's gonna make your gym a better place. And today, I really think my tip is gonna make everybody's gym a better place if you don't already have it. And it's what's sitting under my knees right now, these little pads. You know, there's the little accessories and little touches and bits and bobs that you can have in a home gym that you just didn't have at a commercial gym, and these are a great example. These aren't anything I ever found at any commercial gym that I worked out at, but once I added them to my home gym, I find that I use them every single time I train, literally at least once, if not more times. So today what I want to do is I want to walk you through 4 or 5 different ways that I use these to give you an idea of just how useful they are. They're inexpensive, they're easily available. I'll put a link down below in the notes, but let me show you just a few of the things that these come in handy for. One of the ways I find myself using these pads most often is anytime my knees are on the ground for any type of movement. And I do a lot of movements like band pulls, either from a tall kneeling position or with one knee down. And what that does is it allows me to better engage my core. So when I'm doing things like face pulls, oftentimes I'll come down to the floor, get my knee on one of these pads, and then better brace for the face pulls. And what that allows me to do is anytime I'm doing something like this, whether it's a face pull or a different kind of a row or another banded type of a movement, this really allows me to stay down on the floor longer, because quite honestly, without the pad, I couldn't kneel like this very comfortably for very long. So another movement that I like to use these pads for, where I kind of get down on the ground and work from either a tall kneeling or a half kneeling stance, is a landmine press. Landmine is a really versatile piece of equipment that allows you to anchor one end of your barbell down to the ground. And by doing these pressing movements down lower to the ground, you get more of a vertical, whereas if you do them standing up, the landmine kind of tends to tip back and gives you a different angle. So this allows me to get more of an up and down. And it's a real nice single arm press movement that's good for my shoulders. So I like to get these in a half kneeling position and then press up from there. Again, not a trainer, I'm not trying to teach you how to do this, but just showing you that one more exercise that I couldn't do if I didn't have these pads. When I was first learning to squat the right way, I didn't have much depth in my squat at all. I still don't have a ton. It's better than it used to be. One of the movements that really helped me along my way in progressing the depth of my squat was the box squat. And typically what a box squat is you'll take something like this rep plyo box and you'll put it down here. You'll set up for your squat. And then you'll come down on the box and then back up. The problem is if you don't have a lot of depth, your box or your bench, which a lot of people use, isn't necessarily at the right height. The great thing about these was they allowed me to raise and lower the height of the box to a point that was comfortable for my depth at the time. Without these, I couldn't have worked on the box squat the way that I really needed to, and it wouldn't have helped me the way that it did. So the cool thing is you just put these down, and then they give you a little bit higher or lower platform to box squat to. One more way these pads have really come in handy for me. We're gonna come down on the floor for this last one. That's where I've taken these pads and I've stacked them up one on top of the other. And we're gonna use them for partial rep push-ups. When you're trying to keep your shoulders healthy, sometimes working within only one particular range of motion in a pressing movement will help you. And I would tell you that doing partial range push-ups has really helped me keep my shoulders healthy while still allowing me to work on this pressing movement. Basically all you're doing is you're setting these up under your chest. You're coming in, setting up for a push-up, coming down to the pad, then back up. And this allows you to work just on this top range of the push-up, which is beneficial to folks with shoulder problems or folks trying to work on that particular area of their pressing movement. So that's just a few of the ways that I use these little gems. I think if I looked around my gym at all the accessories that I own, I probably use these more than any other accessory or even product that I own. These things are great. They come in handy in so many different ways. I showed you just a few of the many ways that I use them, and for something this inexpensive, it doesn't make any sense not to have them. Now, one tip for you, there's a lot of different variations of these. One that you'll see that sometimes they come in a bigger square. I recommend getting something like this that comes apart in 2 blocks. I use these separately a lot to space my knees apart on the ground, or to stack one on top of the other like I did on that partial rep push-up. So I definitely recommend buying the ones that come apart in 2 like this. But either way, get yourself a pad or 2. I promise you won't regret it. If you don't already have them, you're gonna ask yourself why you didn't do it sooner. So for now, get out there and enjoy the rest of your Friday. And until next time, I'm Tim with Gym Crafter.